The dogs manage to follow John's scent anyway, allowing Fassel and his men to easily find him. John refuses to come down, so Fassel makes him fall with a shot before demanding information on Peter through violent means, but John still won't talk. Fassel decides to take his head and give it to Harrington and Knowles for them to take it back to camp as a message. Peter closes his eyes to avoid witnessing his friend's death and offers a prayer for John's soul. After waiting a few hours to put some distance between himself and Fassel, Peter comes out of the trunk when it starts to rain, only to discover exactly how they killed John, which shakes him to his core. He forces himself to keep going with grief heavy on his mind until suddenly he sees a bunch of horses running by, including one on fire. Peter follows the direction they came from and finds a house on a plantation, but everything is on fire and all the white people are dead. It seems the slaves here also heard the news from Lincoln and took matters into their own hands. With his knife out just in case, Peter enters the house and slowly walks through the rooms until he comes across the dining table, instantly throwing all caution to the wind and jumping on the food and wine to feed his tired body. He doesn't stop until he hears a weird noise coming from upstairs, and he follows it until he finds a dying girl stuck under a harp that she keeps playing as a plea for help. Peter immediately rescues her and takes her outside, where he puts her down on a table before trying to fetch some water. The girl is scared though and makes him stay as she gives him her cross pendant, and Peter takes it, understanding what she needs, a prayer promising gods with her. He's so distracted that he doesn't hear Harrington approaching until it's too late, and Peter has to drop his knife and step away from the girl if he doesn't want to get shot. The girl dies as soon as Peter leaves her, and he's so furious that he dares to violently turn around and kill Harrington by using the cross as a stake. At that moment, Knowles also arrives, but Peter thinks fast and grabs Harrington's weapon to shoot him. Knowles tries to explain to Peter that someone capable of killing a crocodile may be accepted by Fassel in his ranks, but Peter calls him the worst kind and leaves him to die. Hearing Fassel approach because of the barking, Peter decides to run into the cotton fields for cover, and when the dog comes too close, he shoots it. Fassel eventually comes across the body, which makes him even more determined to catch Peter. The next morning, Peter arrives at a beach filled with the bodies of